This is Mr. Everyday.
And this is Miss E. This is Past Life Radio on WCDB.
You dig?
Building.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I can't complain at all, man. I'm blessed. This is 7 years.
Congratulations.
And I'm not even mad at that.
So dope that you've been in this game so long, doing everything that you do.
Thank you.
Your whole team is dope.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to my team real quick before I even say anything. Shout out to P. Gutter, Home Baked Clover, my partner. Shout out to Defiant Aura. She couldn't be here this evening, man. We love her. Shout out to Rhythmic Science. He'll be out here soon. He couldn't be here today. Zach Hits in the building. Smash Hits in the building. My boy Jermaine's in the building. DJ Mr. CEO's in the building. Gion's in the building. King Dre, aka King Characters, in the building. Pat Beats in the building. Miss E in the building.
Miss E.
Yeah, we here. We in here. Trini Bacchus is in the building.
Yes. Well, we got a special show for y'all tonight. Mr. Everyday, it's your anniversary. I want to get started because I have a lot of questions that I want to ask you tonight, and we don't have a lot of time to get to it, so I want to make sure we get to everything. I want to pick your brain a little bit, so this is going to be dope. So the first thing that I wanted to ask you, though, was how did you get the name Mr. Everyday?
You know, I got like a bunch of loyal people that have been around me for a real long time, and Godfather D, that's actually my daughter Imani, God bless her. She's that's her godfather, a Spanish dude from the Bronx when I used to live in the Bronx, and he used to call me. We was real close. We did a lot of stuff, so he's seen me in all different types of levels, handling a lot of different situations. So he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna start calling you the Everyday Don." You know what I'm saying? He was
Everyday
I'm gonna
Don.
start calling you the Everyday Don because you carry
Okay.
yourself like a Don every day. So then he was like, matter of fact, I'm gonna just call you Everyday for short. Like, you know, so it kind of started off as a joke, but like with seriousness, you know what I mean? And then when I got in, you know, when I started going real heavy in the entertainment business, when I started running with Bad Boy, I started working with a lot of the artists there, and Black Rob, I started managing him, and he pretty much like once he heard it, he loved it. So he started running around introducing me all the time, and it just spread.
Shout out to Black
and
Rob.
then, you know, true story of Mr. I was doing something for Hot at Convention.
Yeah.
Well, they did it at the Linda. They used to do it at the Linda Theater. And I remember this is when I actually first met Shavina. Shout out to Brooklyn Shay. I was doing a table and everything, and all of a sudden she gets up on the stage and she was like, "And let's give it up for Mr. Everyday." And I was like,
She did all that, like with the neck
she,
and
I
stuff?
ain't kidding you. She was the neck snapping and everything. I was like, I could feel you, man. I
That's dope.
feel you. I was
when
like,
you
you know
say it
what?
that way.
We might be
Yeah, I
on
might
it. We
agree
on
with
to something.
everything.
You're right. I miss that every day. That's a fact.
Aw, Missy, I don't got no story like that. So where are you from originally?
I'm from Harlem originally, Harlem, New York. Even though I lived in Harlem, all my family and my friends lived in the Bronx. Well, I had friends in Harlem, but mostly predominantly in the Bronx. So I grew up like always at the Yankee Stadium, and then I, like, you know, my first apartment was right by Yankee Stadium. And
Okay, I see you. I wanted to know a little bit more about your relationship with Gil Scott-Heron.
well, Gil Scott-Heron is actually my godfather. So when we talk about like this art form, he's considered to be the one who laid the footprint for hip hop. They call him the godfather of rap. They like even Eminem, like when he passed away, Eminem, Chuck D, like all the legends was like that's the forefather. And so basically what he was one of the first guys to kind of get a record deal and lay poetry to music. You know what I'm saying? And he's actually was the first artist signed to Arista Records.
That's a history lesson
Yeah,
right
so
here.
so that's how that started. Gil was the first artist, and Whitney Houston was second. So he signed my godfather, my father first, and then Whitney second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's the legacy. Dope. So that's like kind of like, you know, my lineage, and this is a man like he's written. Well, first of all, he has over 19 albums, almost close to 20 albums. He's written novels, multiple novels. He has a novel called The Vulture, which is a murder mystery based in like the Chelsea area of Manhattan. And then he has a book called The Nigger Factory, and that's about going to predominantly all black schools. So these are two powerful novels that he wrote. He also has books of poems, books of poetry, and his albums is just crazy.
Has he ever given you any advice?
What he really did was he taught me a lot about honesty in my music, like not compromising my voice, understanding the power of being able to reach people and having a message in your music. And he taught me how to accept criticism. You know, how to like brutal honesty.
And that's one of the hardest things for artists nowadays. It's like, thing. You know, once anyone criticizes anything, they ready to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, turn up. Like, no, you have to be able to take constructive criticism. That's a lesson, y'all. That's a lesson.
That's a fact.
It's a lesson tonight. Yeah. So the next thing I wanted to ask you about, you know, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, was how you got started.
I was like 19 when I actually started professionally being in the industry. You know, when I started like doing real shows and opening up for my godfather, you know, and doing a lot of different things. It was like once I started reaching my 20s, I started really performing and I made a decision because I actually met my first, professional group was called As You Are. And so we kind of clicked up through a mutual video on the set, and then we started making music together, and then we was like, yo, let's do this, you know what I mean? So we started traveling, performing, like, you know, performing at SOBs and a bunch of clubs around New York City, man. We just took it real seriously, like coming from Gil too.
How do you feel like going to college has helped your career?
Well, it was many years before. Like, I went to college like right out of high school. Like, I was playing football. My school was going D1. I was going to SUNY Buffalo. I left because I was pursuing my dream, and there was nothing that was going to stand between me and my dream. I walked away from my scholarship. I walked away from D1 football. You know, and it's like 28,000 people at Buffalo College. It's a real big school, and I met these really smart white dudes. My boy, shout out to Chris Royce, and he had a T-shirt company. And so I just kind of like started helping him like sell his shirts. He had this shirt called Unity, and it was like a black and a white hand. And I just felt like it was a positive message, and he had this World Peace shirt. So I helped him get off these shirts, and then we became like really best friends. And he you know, I go to his house to visit, and he'd come to New York and eat grits for the first time for my grandmother and everything. And yeah, so we got real tight. But what happened was he had a couple other white friends who was a part of the business, and they started becoming jealous of our relationship. Like, you know, we were too tight, and he made me a partner, like an official partner. So when he made me officially a partner legally on paper, they quit. Dang. They were like, we're not working with this black dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're out. We're off this. So thank you. Bye. So we eventually started this clothing line. Third Base came to my school, and they were performing there. And I knew all the bouncers because they were all football players. So I got behind stage to where they were at. I got a chance to meet them. And my boy had already gave one of them a shirt. So they wound up wearing the Unity shirt on stage. And so after this performance, they were like, yo, these shirts are dope. When could we get another one? You gave Search one. Pete Nice was like, yo, I need a shirt. So I was like, well, you know, we got a table over there. I could get you one. And so we looked, and it was like thousands of people in the area like that we would have had to walk through, and they're like, we're not walking through the gauntlet to the shirt, bro. So I was like, damn. So I literally took the shirt off my back and gave it to him. I had a Fresh Crispy one, and I just took it off my back. Yeah, we was lit. So I was like, I'm never coming home. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I wound up on that tour, and then after that, I was like, you know what? This is my lifestyle. This is the lifestyle I want to live. So I started, like, I was already an artist low-key, but at that point in time, I became full-blown. And it just changed my life, being on tour with like Public Enemy, I'm talking about like the PE in their heyday, like PD like at the top of their game. Like I'm talking about major DMC. I'm on the first wave, like the Def Jam tours, like that Rival All tours. Tribe Called Quest with us, like everybody with us. We was everywhere.
We
was lit. It hurt me not having education because I got capped out. Like how they say no cap, yo, there is a cap. And if you're not, there's a cap, bro. And if you don't have what you need in certain situations, you're capped. So as I got older and I kept finding like more and more of these roadblocks, and I kind of hit a ceiling, I felt like, you know what, now's the time for me to go back. And so I went back, and I wound up going to Hudson Valley, completed my bachelor's with honors, and my associates with honors in broadcast communication. I was fortunate. I got into a program where I was able to go to the new school at the same time while I was going to Hudson Valley. So when I graduated with my degree in broadcast, but I also graduated with a certification in radio and television arts. Then I got the scholarship to go to St. Rose, so I wound up finishing my BA in film and new media at the College of St. Rose. So yeah, and it was crazy because after I did that, all my credibility went out the roof. People started wanting to work with me. I met my partner like right before that year ended, my business partner, you know, and I know that played a part because if somebody's looking to align themselves with someone, they want to know that they're aligning themselves with someone who's educated in the field, knows what they're doing, has the credentials. So it was like that really changed my life.
So you've made it 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years, man. I mean, it's so crazy because I didn't foresee 7 years here. Like, and it's kind of been a quick 7 to me. But I just never envisioned like, damn, I'm gonna be here for 7. That wasn't like that was a goal that set out. I think at a certain point in time, I just know this is home. This is home. I'm comfortable here. You know, I'm able to do what needs to be done for not only me and my team, but for the region as a whole. So where am I going? Like, it's almost a sacrifice for me to be here, because I could have left. I got offered other, even not just in the 518, I could have went and did music in other states and other places. But, you know, I just feel like, yo, the 518 is my home right now. You know, I have everything here that I really need. And it's not, I always try to tell people, like, it's not where you're from, it's where you at the end of the day. And realistically, like, everybody's looking for something somewhere else, but everything is really right here. Because, you know, we're at a point in time right now where you don't need to go to New York for what? Like, if you go in there, what are you going there for? Like, I'll go down there, pull up, do something, handle my business, and be out. Like, I don't need to live down there to accomplish what I can accomplish right here. So basically what I've done is I've built an industry here in the 518, and I'm gonna continue to keep building an industry here.